Hi, I'm Mayor David Black, and welcome to City Happenings. The City Council and City Hall staff say goodbye to Troy Florence, who has faithfully served on the City Council since 2009. Troy shares his thoughts with us. And we told you earlier about the scholarship program sponsored by several businesses from Midlands Place. Now you hear from some of the businesses. And Citizens State Bank opened a branch in Papillion just a few weeks ago. Part of that ribbon cutting featured donations to local community groups. We'll take you there. Please enjoy all of these stories next in City Happenings for the week of December 10th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. Troy Florence has served on Papillion City Council since being appointed in the summer of 2009. As he says goodbye, he shares a moment that stands out.
We had SRAM Road, used to be gravel that was treated with a chemical to keep the dust down. And so I would get calls probably 3, 4, 5 times a year when it dried out and the dust kicked up. And so I remember meeting with folks from that part of the ward whose houses backed up to SRAM Road, and they'd say, oh, we got to get something done about this.
He met several times with SRAM Road residents.
I sat down with one of the ward members, and they were like, this has got to end. You know, we got to stop this. We got to fix we got to find a permanent solution.
After meeting with constituents and the city administrator, a decision was made.
At some point, you just got to do the right thing because it's the right thing. And that year, we got funding for SRAM Road. And, you know, you go down there and it's beautiful. And so when I go down that street and I just look and I think the lives of those folks are so much better. They don't have that dust in their backyard. They can go out and play. So that's kind of a high moment.
The outgoing council member relates a story about a woman whose mailbox was knocked down and broken during road construction.
She was out there and it was laying on the ground. And so I stopped and I said, hey, what's up with your mailbox? She says, oh, the crew knocked it over. I said, oh, well, let me help you with that. So I called Public Works and said, hey, one of your work crews knocked over this lady's mailbox and it's broken laying on the ground. What can you do for her? Well, they came out and replaced her mailbox. Not just set it back up, they replaced it. And so that was a small thing, and so for that particular member of the city, that was more important than the beautiful new community center. And so that's really what city government's about, right? It is about doing all the big stuff, but at the end of the day, it's relationships, and it's doing the little stuff also.
Florence recalls finding out how things work once becoming a council member.
You come in and you think, oh, you know what, I'm going to do all these things, you know, whether, you know, it's rein in expenses or, you know, look at you know, where we're spending money on this or on that. You can name the line items. And you get in and what you find out is it doesn't work that way. And so you have your council members that you work with, you have department heads, and so the whole job is about finding the middle ground. It's finding what works for everybody.
The realization is that no one gets everything that they want.
You come in and I think learning that there are people with lots of different viewpoints and saying, okay, this is what I believe, so this is core to me, and so I have to stay within that core, understanding that there are all these other constraints.
Florence breaks down some of those constraints.
You know, I mean, city budgets, when you look at union contracts, police and fire, well, some things you can do, some things you can't. And you look at expenses and you look at how the city grows, and annexations would be an example. You don't do it too soon, they got to pay for themselves. And so you come in thinking as an individual, but you learn very quickly that none of it's done as an individual, it's all done as a group. So I think that's a lesson, and by the way, that kind of makes it cool because this particular group works together really well.
Several businesses in Midlands Place joined together to offer $16,000 worth of college scholarships to Papillion-La Vista and Papillion-La Vista South high school seniors.
The youth today is very important, and so we try to support the La Vista Papillion School Foundation as much as we can. And through these scholarships, it gives some kids some opportunities, you know, to go to secondary education and get rewarded for their hard work.
We love to support the community. The community supports us, so we want to be the type of company that says yes to education. We want to go after students that are saying, I want to grow, I want to learn. I mean, that's one of the core values of our company is continuous improvement, it's growth. As a doctor, my whole life, our team, that's how we approach things. And so we want to support any student who's saying, I want to keep going, I want to keep learning, and that's the type of company we want to be in this community.
When they first approached us, Midland's Place, Russ and Andrea approached us about doing the scholarship a few years ago. It was our way of being involved in the community and doing our part for Papillion, because Papillion has really adopted our hotel over the last 4 years when we opened. And it's our way of giving back to the community the best we can and give the kids of Papillion and Papillion South and Papillion an opportunity to go off to school and hopefully help out with a little money for them to get there and be involved with that.
We see a lot of high school athletes and do a lot of sports medicine business. We get approached on a weekly basis to sponsor teams and showcases and things like that. But this gives us a chance to really support the whole student athlete and help kids understand that education is just as important as sports. So we like that opportunity.
We've been involved with the Papillion-La Vista School District for many years, and we find it very rewarding to be able to give back to the community. You know what, we're excited because this year we're hoping that maybe a student from Papillion-La Vista that has an interest in cosmetology would be a candidate for the scholarship. So we're excited to try to increase the interest in our field of cosmetology and hopefully being able to help a student pursue their dream of being a cosmetologist with the help of our scholarship.
Citizens State Bank recently opened a branch in Papillion and immediately shows community involvement.
I would just like to take a moment on behalf of the Papillion Area Historical Society to thank Citizens State Bank for this gesture. When Jared first called me and he said we'd like to give a donation, and then he said $1,000, I said wow. And so very much appreciated and welcome to the community as well.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We've been in Nebraska since, well, for 26 years. We are grassroots. We started out as a grassroots organization of parents who gathered to have a more meaningful role in their children's mental health treatment. And from there we grew. We have contracts with the state. We have contracts with child welfare. We serve in juvenile justice. We're a family member. We're a family organization created by families, serving families. And we are very blessed that Jared serves on our board. He has been an incredible gift. Vision, support. We're very happy to be partnering with Citizens. We're very happy to be partnering with Citizens State Bank, but we're thrilled to have Jared.
So as you guys know, to get Eve to say those wonderful things, we have to present her with a check. So Eve, on behalf of Citizens State Bank, you do not get a large check. But
I'm good. I'm good with this.
Thank you very much. It's been an opportunity. This is for the Teachers Fund to reward those teachers who go the extra mile out of their way in what they do for our students, the faculty, and the parents every single day. So on behalf of Citizens State Bank, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Some of my greatest mentors in Papillion were our school teachers and part of our community schools. So I want to keep this tradition alive. Thank you very much to the teachers and everything you guys do as well.
It's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thanks to everyone who supported and attended the annual holiday luncheon. A special hats off to Papillion Community Foundation's Executive Director Laura Swartz for organizing as well as continuing this great Papillion tradition. Many of you may remember when it was known as the Old German Christmas, and the entire event fit in the former City Council chambers on the first floor of City Hall. It has really grown since then, and we appreciate everyone involved in this event's success. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter and Instagram, or watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.